it seems the battle between the mainland and island dwellers will never end as a new sector has been added to, Of course, actor Deyemi Okanlawon has thrown shade at residents of Lagos State who reside in the Ajah area of the state. Yeah, take it to his Twitter handle, he wrote, "See this, my friend, though. For me, I live on the island. Please, not that if you live in Ajah and beyond, now mainland be that. Somebody say Ajah na mainland extension. Somebody.
Ajah na mainland extension.
Thank you.
According to
but you know, it's not even according to him. All right, so I'm believing on the island. Now, before you people come for me, my house is not Lekki phase 1. But I live in Lekki. I shall not get to Ajah.
See, even that one, people say
my house is still before Chevron.
People say they live in Lekki, and you not say, okay, where? They will not say Badore side or Crown Estate. That's not Lekki. Please, Lekki is Lekki phase 1. You specify the Lekki.
No, now.
No, you specify
at least
the
I stay in
Lekki.
phase 2.
What's phase 2? We don't really. You say it. Is it?
Hey, Shay, you don't want me.
Don't be using Lekki. Don't be using Lekki to. For me, I live on island.
Because you live in Lekki phase 1, right? So this Edochie is a queen actually. So she actually lives on it. In the phase 1. Leave us the phase 2. Are you parents? Sister, are you paying rent?
So I'm a land child. My father is a landlord. I don't need to pay rent. I'm a land child.
My sister, my father is a landlord too. But where is the question? Where is my father a landlord? we all have daddies that are landlords, but yes. Where are they where are they loading their lands?
It's still inside Lekki.
Oh wow.
Yes.
And you have man now for marry you now just for your father's money. But it's okay. But yes, let's come back to this Deyemi story and you know what he said. Now I've seen this happen a lot, right? Especially when I was still in the world and looking for girls. They'll tell me, oh, you meet them in the club. They'll be like, okay, yeah. I'll be like, okay, can I drop you off home? And they'll be like, okay, yeah. Where'd you stay? Lekki. I'll come past my own junction. Come see the drive. They go drop you for house. Sister, where's your house? We'll soon be there. We'll be there. After Chevy. Just go after Chevy View, you will see Chevron. After Chevron, you will see the second toll gate. After the second toll gate, I don't live on the right turn. You're like, sister, come on. I will order cab for you now. You understand? Like it's very weird, but you know, like I totally agree because you know some of these Lekki things that you're saying sometimes you get there and it's a complete rural area. Do you understand? Yeah. Like there are trenches on the island as well. Yeah. So everybody thinks, oh, the moment you stay on the island. So my gate man the other day was like, I said, where'd you go? He said, I went home and I went to see my brother. I said, where did your brother stay? He said, on Victoria Island. I said, hey, yeah, big man, why are you not doing gate man if your brother stays on Victoria Island? And they were like, with the state police barracks. See, okay, so this is wrong, and in case any cop is watching, don't come and stop my car on the road because of this thing I just did. But in my head, I'm like, okay, yeah, so there are trenches in the trenches. Do you understand? And of course, there are trenches in the suburbs as well. Do you understand? And I feel like, yeah, it's just one of those things. But Deyemi, who gave you that right?
I think his vexation is coming from the point where everybody is claiming they're living on the island because they want to belong. Because there's this certain level of, what's the word? Projection people have about the island, right? And you see like a lot of people are rushing to live on the island and they cannot even afford it, right? Because of how expensive it is. And then just like you said, there are like trenches even in the island. So they stay in those like deep, you know, not so comfortable living areas just because they want to be confident to say, oh, I live in Lekki or I live on the island, I live in Ikoyi. But it's not like all pleasant living conditions just because they want to belong.
But I mean, you know, I don't think I would ever put myself in that type of situation. All right, so I just got a new place, right? Everybody, I think everybody that's been caring to listen for a while knows how, if I just moved to a new house. But I moved from one street to another street in the same estate. You understand? Now, I don't think I want to say, oh, because I want to belong, I want a 6-bedroom duplex. I'll now go to somewhere that will take me 4 or 5 hours to get home. I would never do that. Do you understand? Like, the same money I paid for that is what, but would it take a toll on my car? Would it take a toll on my transportation fee when I'm not driving? Would it take a toll on my health? Would it take a toll on my mental health? Would it take a toll on my person? You know, those are the things that you put into consideration before you say, I want to belong, I want to live on the island. I would naturally not live on the island if I found a place that I could pay the same amount for on the mainland. But you see, the reasons why I took my steps were because what's it called now? Closeness to work. Proximity. You get, like, it was so close to work. It was very comfortable for me to get to work in 20 minutes. I'm never late for my show. I'm never late for an appointment. I'm never late for a meeting. I'm never late for a show. I'm never late for like, I always come through. And that's because I live somewhere that I know that is 20 minutes proximity. Like you said, it's the most important thing. But people look at it and say they want to do big boy. If all my works were on the mainland, Ikeja, Yabasurulere. Big shout out to all my mainland people. Anyways, yes, mainland block party is coming up. By the way, are you guys ready for that one? But yes, you know, like, but at the end of the day, I think, like, it just makes sense that you just stay where you can afford and not based on the lifestyle you're trying to project.
So that landlord not come and be knocking on your door every Saturday.
So that your daddy, just say, so that my daddy will not come and be knocking. It's like your daddy used to knock on doors. Anyways, but talk on. I want to get your take on that.
Just like you've said already, wherever it's comfortable for you, where you can comfortably afford, right, where it's convenient for you, like work, family, you know, whatever it is, you don't have to always, you know, fit into. They're actually, like, very comfortable places on the mainland that look really nice.
Yeah, I was staying in Mushin if most of my jobs were on the mainland. You get places in Mushin that are nice.
Plus, I mean, because it's always your space, you can always make it into what you want it to be. It's not always the exterior, you know.
See, there's a difference between house and home.
My
God, you get that. Yes, there's a difference between house. I think they sleep for house. But when I get home, I'm home. Do you get me? Like, I enjoy being there.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you get what I mean? Like, I enjoy it. I don't want to come out. It smells good. It looks good. It's comfortable. Do you get what I mean? But there's a house na yadu.
They say house is just a building.
Yeah.
It's just
no,
a building.
some people, they live for house. I'm telling you.
Rather have a home.
Yeah, than a house. Anyways, yes, just a few months after he broke the internet with the story of him taking his second wife, actor Edochie has claimed that he's being called into ministry by God. This man. You better focus on your focus. Yeah, 70 years old man. Yeah, anyways, yes, the actor made the claim in a video he shared on YouTube. You claimed that he received a calling long ago, but took no step to actualize it. He further revealed that he's now taking steps to aid the call, which is now becoming very strong on him. Anyways, guys, no, let me talk too much. Let's just see the video.
I have a calling to be a minister of God. I have a calling to preacher of God, you know, to be one of God's ministers, to preach the word of God through words and through actions. I've had this calling a long time ago, actually, many years ago, but I always felt maybe the time hadn't come, the time wasn't right.
Namaste and welcome back. And of course, yes, this is God's calling as well. And yes, we are going to be telling you about what you, Edochie, was saying. It was God's calling for you to become the president, sir. It was God's calling for you to be an actor, sir. And now it is God's calling. But see, why am I to question God, right? But I like when people have a focus, right? Now, for instance, sorry I'm saying this, but I'm going to bring your father into perspective. Even your father had a certain role for a long time because he knew that was his calling.
Yeah.
He didn't switch roles. When you hear every time that the mango tree is on top of a tree and the mango drops to the floor and you hold on to that mango and you take a bite, inside will always be yellow. That is the Pete Edochie line. They're like, you're just waiting for him to finish and you're like, sir, kill him, so sir, what are you saying actually? But you understand, but he knew his calling. He went for his calling. Now, you want us to take him serious as the president of Nigeria because I figured that maybe you want to come out a few years later. Now,
is he still running? He cannot still be running now.
Did you even get tickets?
So you do not go for any other subsequent position?
No, which is why it is a problem. You wanted to be the president of this country. You don't have any political history. Now, you're telling me that you want to be a pastor or a man of God. I don't know where you actually want to do that with 2 wives and not be looking funny. Do you understand? Because we know that our God has Christians, right? It's a one man, one woman thing,
Precisely.
right? Not precisely, because I can give you instances in the Bible where Solomon
had many women.
Concubines.
Where
David took another man's wife. Where what's his name now? Father Abraham had many sons. Many sons had Father Abraham, and I am one of. How am I one of them? Did you sleep with my mommy? But you get what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, we know that Christianity, right? What we preach is monogamy and not polygamy, right? So it makes it weird when a man like this now is a polygamous man is now saying that he has the calling. But see, there is nothing God cannot do. What God cannot
does not exist.
I'm telling you.
What he cannot do does not exist.
So I'm not going to even doubt what he's saying, but I don't think everything is for social media.
Yeah.
That's my take on this. Okay, bro, you've been talking to us on social media. We've been talking to us. You always have an opinion about this. You always want to jump. In fact, when you had your second child with another woman, I don't know if they're married now. Are they married?
I don't think so.
Yeah, so
when you wanted to take her as a second wife, but then the first wife left.
Yeah. So now, so that's still a monogamous marriage. It's it was our choice to leave.
Well, I don't think they've officially dissolved.
The marriage. So when you want to do stuff like this, I think you need to be calm.
Yeah.
You need to actually make us understand. You need to actually make the moves before coming to tell us, because right now dreams have been killed on social media. I hope you know that. A lot of dreams have been killed, have been murdered on social media. Why? Because you bring it to social media. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
And the first thing you do is not to bring things to social media. And I feel like if this was a God calling, it was a personal relationship between you and God. God spoke to you. Now, make the move. Start up a church. Start up a congregation and be like, okay, yeah, that's you's church. It's now a man of God. I think that way I will believe you more. But I will never step foot in a Edochie's church if he already told me about it on social media. Do you get? And I know you for a clout man. So it makes it weird and it makes it wrong. But what's your take?
I mean, there are just so many things to it, to be honest. Obviously, I do not doubt the calling of God upon anybody's life, because I mean, if it's if that's what you believe God has said for you to do, then sure, why not? But then also, I think just because we know the kind of background he's coming from, like there's been a lot of scandal, right, surrounding, you know, him this past year actually, because I mean, prior to this, it was pretty much just all chilled. It was just an actor, you know, with his family and everything. And then we started hearing another wife, another child, and then politics, and then now this. So it's just very, a lot of people are like, oh, which phone did God use to call you? Or which day did he call you? Or why are you coming to tell us, right? And of course, another thing is, even if God does call you, right, it doesn't, I don't know if like in his video or like subsequently he specifically stated like what he actually wants to do with his life, because God calling you doesn't necessarily mean you're going to start a church, right? It could just really
souls for me.
Do you get you just being concerned about, not if we're going to say God calls everybody, we'll probably be having like
I feel like I've been called as well.
Right? Everybody has a calling to do something.
Yeah, I feel like I've been called to be a pastor as well. But imagine my church will be lead to get
Please take a look.
In my church, hey, my sister, people will show up.
Oh my goodness. So I think his situation is just very, very dicey. So if he says God has called him, it's okay. People would always be people. He would have supporters, definitely. He would always still have people against him. Of course,
there are people that will go to youth church.
For sure.
But you know, there are a lot of okay, how do I use it now without sounding inappropriate for television? There are a lot of kids behind people, right? And there are a lot of yes men. There are a lot of people that just say yes, 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 because of what they're getting or the opportunities that they can get from you. But you know, when you have people in your circle that can tell you the truth. So I'm the type of guy, I'm the type of friend, that if your makeup is looking some type of way, I'll be like, wait, shall you know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, you make up, guy, go wash your face, Jerry, before we go that place. Or I'll call on that makeup. You get, I won't be like, oh yeah. I won't say because you are the one taking me out or because you're looking some type of way. I'll now say, I could tell you,
so you say it as it is.
I'll say it as it is, and you know that's how a lot of people should have people. And I think like you should have people in a circle, you know, who are not deceitful, who are not thinking of him as you, who just want to get something or somewhere. Do you understand? So at the end of the day, you need to have real people. And if it was a God calling, right? I feel like I don't even think that God will be happy about you telling us on social media yet. Do you understand? Yeah. Especially when you have not made a move. Okay, so what are we supposed to do with this information? Start a church for you?
We'll put our mind that this is a target.
Go fund me.
We should aim to attend this church.
Anyway, big shout out to man like you, Edochie, and we hope, you know, you come up with this God's calling, if it is actually God calling or maybe a missed call. Anyways, the winning streak of Nigerian music globally. All right, so before I read this story, let's go. All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got on my mind, I ain't never get it up. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they stay there. All right, so big shout out to Nigerian musicians. Of course, the winning streak of Nigerian music globally isn't stopping anytime soon. As Pato Ranking announces, it will be performing at the World Cup in Qatar 2022. The dancehall king announced this recently in an interview, making him the second Nigeria to perform at the World Cup, along with Kiss Daniel. Of course, big shout out. And of course, we saw Davido, you know, lighting the Olympics torch. And yes, that was really, really amazing. And of course, you know, like this is a big win, you know, Africa to the world. Africa, I don't even want to do Nigeria to the world anymore. I think like I see it as Africa as a continent, and how we, you know, we Nigerians and a lot of other Africans, you know, are actually putting us on the map, and I think this is so amazing. But what's your take on it?
Yeah, I mean, I love to see it. Like, this year has just been so filled with so many achievements, right? We're seeing things from Thames, we're seeing things from, you know, Arya Star, we're seeing from just so many collaborations, so many features, so many international placements, and I would say 2022 had like its ups and downs, but it definitely did us good, especially in terms of music. So this one I'm definitely looking forward to.
Alrighty, so let's bring it back to Wakanda, of course. Wakanda forever. Come on, before some people come and beat us. Anyways, but you know what I'm saying, right? Like the track list, the what's it called, the soundtrack, isn't it? And we have people like Rema on it, and a lot of other people on that. You know,
it's like filled. It's just like so spicy.
Yeah, like it is so amazing that we're beginning to actually win everywhere. You know, when Nigerian musicians and everybody, you know, is actually recognized and all of that. And of course, performing at the World Cup, it is called World. It is not African Nations Cup, right? African, what do they call it? I don't watch football. AFCON. Let's just say AFCON.
Yes.
African Cup of Nations. Yeah, so you get me, like it is not like it's a South African thing. It is World Cup. The whole world is going to get to see Pato Ranking. The whole world is going to get to see Kiss Daniel. Well, let's sing one of their songs. Okay, so me, I will sing Pato Ranking. You must sing Kiss Daniel. Celebrate me. Now we are day alive. Appreciate me. Now we are day alive. Because when I leave this world, it take come from my back. Baba no verse. Yeah, your turn.
Let me see you go la la la. Let me see you go la la la. Buga. Let me buga. Let me see you go buga. La la la. Let me see you go la la la.
Sally. Oh shit.